And if you don't think that this guy had animus, if you don't think that this guy was angry and not just acting in self-defense, when he walks away and says, effing BITCA.
Oh, now you're talking. Nobody cares about good. You don't care about her. The left never cared about. The activist group that trained her didn't care about it, who should be sued for wrongful death, who put her in this situation. She had no friends. She had no relatives to offer her advice when she was doing this stuff, when she was putting her life in jeopardy. Think about this pathetic movement and all the videos you've seen of these women. Where are their friends?
That's Fox News co-host Jessica Tarlov, once again operating in an entirely different reality. What should have been a straightforward discussion about self-defense quickly turned into a morality lecture about intent, tone, and feelings. Because when the facts don't cooperate, the left reliably pivots to vibes framing and emotional manipulation instead of addressing what actually happened on camera. Welcome to Nurk News, I'm Nurkish. And at this point, the ideological divide over law enforcement has become so extreme that two people can watch the same footage and walk away with completely opposite conclusions. Borders no longer exist, laws are optional, and consequences are always someone else's fault. Every recorded incident now becomes as divisive as the infamous blue and black dress debate. Here's Tarlov on the 5 attempting exactly that and getting completely dismantled in the process.
Well, I'm on just about every Democratic listserv, and I have gotten no emails trying to recruit me to go and drive my Honda Pilot into the middle of the road and get in the face of ICE agents. I am not denying the fact that Renee Good was affiliated with a group that was doing this, that there was a makeshift protest going on, and that her car for those 3 or 4 minutes was obstructing the convoy of ICE agents. The issue is that there is no line between her actions and the fact that she is dead that anyone should be able to justify. And if you want to have a conversation about letting ICE do their job, especially when they are targeting those bad hombres, but playing this game of misdirection to, oh, well, look, she was obstructing traffic, or look how annoying her wife is, or look at this snide thing that she says, doesn't necessarily, and we needed an investigation, which I would love it if Secretary Noem would talk about that, justify Officer Ross's actions.
No
and
one
the fact
said any of that.
Yeah, but you want to change the subject to
nobody here. You said you. Nobody has said, oh, she said annoying things, and
but that's leading by saying she obstructed traffic, ignores the most important part of the story, which is that there is a woman who is dead, and Officer Ross
broke the law.
Actually,
the argument over the shooting is irrelevant if you deny the premise for them being there. This is part of the strategic ignorance where the other side doesn't understand things. Why is ICE here? Why is breaking the law wrong? Why do we need this kind of enforcement? What is wrong with an open border? Then you're forced to explain everything, which takes forever, even though you know that they know. Because the same rules that govern civil order also operate under their lives. So, you don't sneak into Disneyland, you pay. You don't cut in line at the movies, you wait in line. You don't interfere with the police. You know it's wrong. So until you don't admit that your private and public behavior align, you are living a lie.
This exchange perfectly illustrates how the right and left now process reality differently. Tarlov fixates on words spoken after the incident while minimizing the actions that caused it. The woman involved wasn't just standing there minding her business. She obstructed a federal agent, ignored direct orders, and then placed him in immediate danger with her vehicle, all for what looked like a performative attempt at a viral resistance moment. After a year of agents being harassed, attacked, and publicly vilified, it's not irrational for an officer to react emotionally after nearly being run over. And no one pretends this would have ended peacefully if it were a local cop or a state trooper. Everyone understands that using a vehicle to block or interfere with an officer is a life-or-death gamble regardless of the underlying charge. This incident only gets reframed because ICE has spent years being portrayed as cartoon villains. That demonization convinces activists they can interfere safely without consequences. The contradiction is built right into the ideology they call ICE brutal. Monsters then treat them like mall security who won't push back.
I want every liberal, because we have millions of liberals watching this show, to engage in a thought scenario, okay? You ask your sister this question. So what are your plans today, Deborah? And she goes, well, I plan on filming myself harassing and impeding armed law enforcement. Well, so how would you respond to your sister? You'd say, honey, do you think that's wise? What about the kids? Where are the kids? Oh, I drop them off at daycare. So what time are you doing this? At 11? Aren't you working? Oh, no, not at the moment. So you drop your kids off at daycare, you're not working, and you're going to stalk law enforcement. Don't you think this is time you should spend with your family, or maybe do a job search or take some classes? Don't you think this is unhealthy behavior? Now, if you deny to a family member or to a best friend that this is how you would react, you are lying to yourself to protect your public virtue on this matter. This is how you get, in my opinion, the fake empathy liberal to return to reality. If your sister is telling you that instead of caring for her children or her mental health, that she prefers to stalk law enforcement, would you say, "You go, girl"? Of course not. You would say, "You need an intervention. I need to stop you because I care about you." The left always says that politics is personal, but then they separate their political behavior from their personal reality. If you would tell your sister that this behavior is nuts, then you would not publicly express an entirely different opinion on this matter. No one wants their sister or their daughter or friend engaging in this any more than you would want your child to engage in the Tide Pod Challenge or Subway Surf. So you need to ask this question before every action you think you're going to endorse. If your private persona and your public behavior is different, you are a lying hypocrite and you're hurting others and you're not helpful to these lonely, sad people that we're leading on in this world.
What's especially telling is that the same people applauding these confrontations would never want someone they actually care about doing this in real life. Even historical civil rights activists understood the importance of compliance in the moment and challenging authority through the courts, not escalating confrontations for clout. The modern left calls federal agents Gestapo, yet provokes them like they're harmless props in a performance. If they genuinely believed these agents were violent tyrants, they wouldn't behave so recklessly. That alone exposes how hollow the rhetoric really is. And the hypocrisy doesn't stop there. They criticize agents for wearing masks, then immediately dox them, posting names and personal information online in hopes of triggering mob retaliation. The same mob behavior they claim to oppose. So let me ask you, does this case prove that liberals and conservatives are now living in entirely separate realities? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Until next time, this has been Da. Thanks for watching.